All right, folks, this is Harris Sultan, and I just watched Piers Morgan's conversation with Cenk Uygur and Destiny. They both deserved a response, or at least a reaction. I have never seen something as disturbed as that on a live show. I've never seen anything like that. Why is Cenk so insufferable? And it actually pains me to see how Destiny is actually spiraling out of control. I still understand his line of reasoning. I understand his anger, but that is turning into a meltdown. But anyway, I made a separate video on Destiny, but I got to react to this conversation between Piers and Cenk. But I just don't understand why Piers Morgan keeps inviting Cenk. He is insufferable. It looks like any minute he's just going to blow up. His veins are always protruding out of his face. He's always looking so angry that he's just going to start screaming. He actually is screaming all the time. Anyone with a sane, rational mind can actually listen to him, unless, of course, you disagree with his stance. By the way, let me add, the questions Piers Morgan is asking are very, very simple. Piers Morgan, I don't think I've actually found anyone that I'm more in agreement with than Piers Morgan. And sometimes that probably makes me a bit boring because I don't like to see myself as on the left or as on the right. I am right bang in the middle. There are things that are in the conservative domain that I am very repulsed by. And then there are things in the left's domain that I'm very repulsed by. So I don't feel like I'm a part of this cult. Those of you who have followed me also know that I have a special aversion to conspiracy theories. I spend a lot of time going out of my way debunking conspiracy theories. I don't believe that 9/11 was an inside job. I don't believe that moon landings were a hoax. I don't believe in any of these conspiracy theories. But there are questions in this failed assassination attempt that I'm sorry, I cannot raise my doubts or question what's been happening without looking like an utter fool, like Cenk Uygur is going to look like. So have a listen to this. These questions being raised by Piers Morgan and a lot of people on the conservative side are absolutely fair. I don't have any answers. And since this interview has taken place, a new piece of information has come to surface that Secret Service officers were aware of that sniper on that rooftop for at least 26 minutes before he fired his first shot. Well, what was happening in those 26 minutes? I'm sorry. Incompetence? Sure. But there has to be more. I don't know what that is. But pointing that out does not deserve the kind of reaction that you're going to see from this buffoon. So let's have a listen.
Cenk Uygur, we've spoken a lot about this presidential race over the last year.
In which Cenk was actually a presidential candidate as well. He enjoyed the title presidential candidate.
Now, I do want to say, though, there's a second topic here. Your interview with Corey Mills, Representative Mills there, I think it was dangerous and wrong. So you guys said, oh, well, you know, this shouldn't be a partisan thing and we should turn down the rhetoric. And then you implied that maybe the Secret Service or the Biden administration allowed the shooting to happen.
Well, no,
that's
nobody.
Nuts.
No,
that's not.
So there was this interview with Corey Mills just before that, where they were raising the concerns that I just raised with you. 26 minutes of prior knowledge, looking at that gunman for so long, not taking the shot. I can understand. You know, this is how fair I'm trying to be, just to try to make some sense out of this. Maybe they looked at it for 26 minutes. Maybe the communication wasn't that good. The way it was led, the way it was going up the chain of command, that wasn't that effective. So there was 26-minute delay. I don't know. Okay, see how stupid that sounds. And then maybe they just didn't want to shoot that guy because, you know, police brutality and all that kind of thing. It's no easy task to just shoot a guy and later on find out that that guy had a toy gun and he was acting like an idiot. So maybe they wanted to find out more about it. But even if that's the case, you would take the president off the stage then. That's the first thing you do. At this point, it looks like they were just waiting for something to happen. Now, there's another angle to this, which is probably more plausible. Those ordinary foot soldiers of Secret Service, they didn't know. I can't say that they were in on it. But imagine they asked someone, hey, should we take a shot? Should we take him out? Somebody said no. Let us find out more information. And now we also know that a police officer went up and confronted the gunman, and then he pointed the gun at the police officer, so he went down. So obviously he's hostile. Obviously there's a standoff. And you still haven't taken the president down? Doesn't make any sense. So what could have happened, and this is my conspiracy theory. It's actually not a conspiracy theory. I mean, I'm all ears. I want to hear more answers. I want to hear more explanations. But so far, all I'm getting is people like Cenk who are just yelling and shouting and trying to shut you up. But that's not going to happen. Because, if you think you can shout, there's someone else who can shout louder than you. So someone in the Secret Service, maybe they didn't plan it. They saw an opportunity present itself that there's this guy who might take the president out. They're like, maybe let me look the other way. I'll deal with the consequences later. And stand down, don't shoot him. We need more information. I don't know. This also seems a bit far-fetched. So I don't think I'm asserting that as a fact. But what I'm saying that all of these things are possibilities. But you cannot say to us, you cannot demand from us not to ask any questions like Cenk is going to do.
Nobody
you
implied
definitely
that.
did.
No,
You definitely did, Piers.
Just doubling down doesn't mean anything. Yeah, he definitely did. It doesn't mean anything. No, he did. He did.
Certainly did.
You kept talking about, well, look, I'm not saying conspiracy theory, but hey, it's so easy to find. And why didn't they find it? You didn't just say negligence.
Hang on, I didn't.
And forget about you, Corey Mills.
Right, okay.
He didn't say,
Just to be
hey,
clear,
look, hey.
Okay.
He said maybe it's not just malpractice. Maybe it's not just negligence.
I didn't say that.
Yeah, because that's called not having tunnel vision. The primary mistake prosecutors or detectives make? They make up their mind that this person is the killer. And then they start finding evidence that actually supports that claim. So if you want to start off from the position that this is just incompetence and negligence and maybe malpractice, that's all. We're not going to even entertain any other possibility. Then you have created tunnel vision, and then how are you going to get to the bottom of anything if you have a closed mind over all other possibilities? So that's what Cenk is saying. That he's saying that it's sacrosanct for us to consider any wrongdoing, any foul play. Just go with, negligence. That's what Cenk is saying. No, that's not how it works.
Am I allowed to respond?
No,
yeah, go ahead.
Okay. First of all, I didn't say anything that you've just said. Secondly, he did raise the spectre that there's something very odd about all this. And by the way, there is. I'm not a conspiracy theorist either. But the idea that the President Trump, who was recently the President of the United States and is very likely to be again, was shot from 150 meters by a kid with an AR-15 who was seen by spectators nearly a minute before he unloaded 8 bullets in the direction of Donald Trump is very, very strange. And if you don't think it is, then I think you're being a little bit disingenuous. Now, what is the nature? So what is the nature of that strangeness? We don't know what's.
So by his logic, no one should ever ask any question, otherwise they are conspiracy theorists. Look, I also do that a lot, but not when something is staring at you like this.
Right, but no one can yet give a legitimate explanation as to why this could possibly have happened.
Piers, if you say it's negligence, I'm with you. If you say it's malpractice, okay, I get it. 160 feet, why is he on the roof, etc. But you're clearly implying that it is odd, as in not negligence, but something that was planned.
I don't know.
That would include everything. That would include malpractice. That would include negligence. That may also include someone having prior knowledge, someone looking the other way. Odd means something's not adding up. Why should we go by your version, Cenk, that it is only incompetence and negligence and maybe malpractice? Oh, thank you. Why should we only go by that? Odd means something's not adding up. And yes, we have also run those scenarios as well. The radio is not working. The information is not flowing fast enough up the chain of commands. We have entertained those scenarios as well. But you are being radical in your approach and you're saying, no, it's sacrosanct. You can't think that way. I don't think so.
The government.
No, I'm not. I don't know.
Hey, get out of here, man. What the hell? Jesus Christ with these lunatic Republicans. Total lunatic Republicans. Yeah, go ahead. Tell me your lunatic conspiracy theory about how odd
I don't have any. I don't have any.
Called him lunatic. They just called him lunatic Republican. Piers Morgan tries his best to just stay in the middle, and this is what he gets from someone as radical as Cenk.
Conspiracy theories. Do you not think it's odd, Cenk Uygur, that this kid could stroll across a roof unmanned and just fire off 8 bullets at President Trump from 150 meters? Do you not find that odd?
So I find it deeply troubling. I think that there should be an investigation to see how they screwed this up. I think the fact that they didn't get there on the roof quicker it speaks poorly of them. On the other hand, can we acknowledge that the Secret Service surrounded the president and would have taken a bullet for him and would have died for him? But all they're getting now is odd conspiracy theories about how.
Oh, look, now he's speaking for the Secret Service officers. Well, yeah, with the foot soldiers are doing their job. But I don't think anyone is implying that that woman or those men, they wanted Trump to die. No, they followed protocol and they covered President Trump with their own bodies. That can perfectly make sense. There could be a conspiracy without involving everyone in the Secret Service. That's a possibility. So why are you gaslighting? Stupid argument.
I mean, aren't you implying? Hold on, Piers, you tell me. Aren't you implying that they let it happen?
No.
Aren't you implying
he's not saying that all of them let it happen. There could be one person somewhere higher up who might have looked the other way, who might have said stand down. That can still happen. For it to be a conspiracy, not every Secret Service officer has to be involved.
It's like, what does odd mean? What does odd mean?
No,
Go
I'll tell you what
odd means.
I'll tell you what odd means. Odd means that the Secret Service's primary function is to preserve the life of whoever is president of the United States, right? And they allowed this roof to be unmanned.
Look how disingenuous he is. Allow doesn't necessarily mean that someone gave someone permission to do something. Allow means like it can happen on their watch. And it did happen on their watch. Not that, hey, you go do it. Go stand on that roof and then take a shot at the president. That doesn't mean that. But again, it's disingenuous.
Okay, somebody made a decision not to have that roof patrolled, even though, as
you
we've
don't
heard,
even know that.
Hang on. Well, somebody did because it wasn't patrolled.
No, that's also not true.
Well, it is.
So look,
it is true.
Piers, we don't know the last time they looked at that roof. We don't know if they looked at it and then the guy crawled on.
Here's what we do know.
Now you mentioned.
Hold
Hold on.
There was nobody on the roof from the Secret Service. Why?
So you're telling me that you know that under Biden, Trump, and all the other presidents, that every roof had a Secret Service person on it in every rally. You don't know that. You don't know that.
Can you ever remember a president or presidential candidate who was a president giving a speech at a public rally where a roof 150 meters from his head is unprotected by Secret Service? Can you name once
How the
ever
hell would I
that's
know
happened?
that? How the hell would you? Piers, how the hell would you know that? You don't know anything.
I am told.
So
by,
if you say to me,
hold
on. If you say to me,
I've been told by
listen.
I've been told by many experts in the last 36 hours.
Like that lunatic Republican you just had on, who's an expert.
Actually, no.
Talking about, oh my God, oh yeah, I'm not sure.
Well, he was
I don't
also.
think it's just negligence. Then what does that mean?
Okay.
Then you think it was allowed.
Actually, the congressman.
Who planned it? Who planned it?
Actually, the congressman that I spoke to was on the sniper protection detail for Joe Biden when he was vice president.
That's way more than you, Cenk.
Probably knows more about it than you do, with great respect.
Okay.
Unless you're about to tell me you are a covert sniper protector, are you?
No, I'm telling you that we don't know anything about when they checked the building. We do know that there was the red-haired guy who talked to the BBC. He told the cops. Then the cops showed up. It's not like they didn't show up.
You didn't answer the question. Classic gaslighting. Piers Morgan just read out his credentials. The guy has been on security details of high-profile politicians. And he said, oh, experts. Yeah, so we just have to take your opinion because you don't know. He doesn't know. When was the area patrolled? Why was it left out? The guy who is an expert, the guy who knows how these things work, he's saying that it's very odd for a roof to be left vacant 150 meters away where someone can take a clear shot at the president. And people had knowledge of his presence with a gun. He's sitting on the roof with a gun 26 minutes in advance. No, we got to take Cenk's view. No, we don't know anything, we don't know. Yeah, right.
If you say, hey, we should investigate and find out when was the last time they did the perimeter check? When did they get on the roof?
An investigation would have all of these details covered. Of course. They're going to go through the logs. They're going to go through who reported to who first. Which Secret Service agent said, hey, I've noticed this person. Who was the first person? What was the exchange? What did they say? That's what investigation means, Cenk Uygur.
I totally agree. If you say negligence, I totally agree. If you say Trump was brave in that moment, I totally agree. But if you start implying, which you definitely are, and Corey Mills definitely is, that it was planned, or
so
that
why
it was
is implying negligence acceptable, but implying that someone could be involved in taking out Donald Trump? Why? Do people not murder people? Have there never been assassination attempts in the past? Is it something that we are imagining so unfathomable that has never happened in the history of mankind? Is that what's happening here, Cenk? No. People do get murdered. People do have nefarious purposes. People do try to take out politicians. These things do happen. So it can happen. And when you investigate, you leave all possibilities open. Cenk doesn't know that because he has an agenda. Look at him. He's just about to blow up.
So odd that it happened. You're saying it like the Epstein thing was odd. The Epstein thing was actually odd.
Oh.
So yeah.
Epstein thing was odd, but this isn't odd. But this Epstein thing, even to this day, is considered a conspiracy theory. The accepted opinion is that he killed himself. That is the accepted story. So does that make you a conspiracy theorist, Cenk Uygur? Since you believe that it's odd, maybe somebody got to him before he got to himself. But no, Cenk cannot imagine that someone would literally try to take out Donald Trump. He can't imagine that. So therefore, all of us should get in line and say, no, that's conspiracy theory. We're not going to accept that. No, Cenk, that's not how it works.
Video cameras out. That makes me think, yes, there was something planned. I'm brave enough to say that. Instead, you're implying it. Corey Mills is implying it. So just say it then.
Okay, so what are you saying, Cenk? Are you saying that Epstein's camera was turned off, therefore someone was involved? You're saying that someone, yeah? This is how far you're going. Are you saying that Bill Clinton was involved? Bill Clinton got to him, or some other powerful politician got to him? Did you name anyone? Oh, so you're not really that brave as you're pretending to be. This is exactly what Piers Morgan and a lot of other decent people are saying. Something is odd. Maybe someone was involved. Maybe someone looked the other way. Maybe someone didn't plan the whole thing. They just looked at a possible assassin, and because they hate Trump so much, they're like, oh, you know what? We're going to look the other way just for 5 minutes, and then we'll deal with the consequences later. Or maybe it was just pure incompetence, in which case everyone should resign. No, you're not being brave.
I'm not saying there was any inside job at the Secret Service to allow this to happen. I am simply saying...
You're implying that. You get implying that?
Here's what I'm implying.
The viewer's going to think.
Here's what I'm implying. There was such a catastrophically negligent failure here by the Secret Service. I completely understand why so many people are utterly bemused that this could ever have been allowed to happen. The idea you have a perfect vantage point over Donald Trump from 150 meters at a public rally, given how divisive and polarizing he is, given how vehemently some people hate him, and given the threats of violence he's had on many, many occasions, the idea that that roof remained unmanned by Secret Service is to me very bloody odd, Cenk. Yes.
So you're implying that there is a chance that it was planned?
No, I'm not. I'm implying
that's literally what he said.
Literally what I'm doing is implying that there's something we don't know about what's happened here, and we need some answers.
Then what would it be?
We need some answers.
I don't know means I do not have an explanation. That's what I don't know means. And he just said, look, I don't know. Something might have happened. And he's saying, okay, then what happened? Well, Cenk Uygur, you found Epstein's murder to be a bit odd. What is your explanation?
No idea. I don't know. Now, let me go to some of the other panelists, because we've expended a lot of energy on this. I think, Cenk, you have to go, so I appreciate you. I appreciate you calling me a conspiracy theorist. Thank you for joining me.
Republican as well.
Let me go to Dave Rubin.
Anytime.
All right, thank you.
So Cenk is... I don't know. He's actually insufferable. He's always blowing up. He's always shouting. He's always screaming at the other person. And I don't know why Piers Morgan keeps on inviting him. This guy is an absolute lunatic. After this episode, we had a really interesting segment with Destiny as well. Destiny is angry. Destiny is sick of answering the same questions from the conservative side over and over again. And I think he's getting frustrated now. And I think this is why he's acting out. He's had a little meltdown. But the video is going to be too long, so I might react to it at some other time. So I hope you like today's video. Stay away from people like Cenk. Keep asking questions, and don't be put down, even by me, when I say you're a conspiracy theorist, okay? Because I know this has become a dirty word. It is being used strategically on people who want to ask questions. Again, I'm not a conspiracy theorist. If you are into conspiracy theories, I'm not the best guy. As I said, I don't believe moon landing was a hoax. 9/11 was an inside job. But this one, something could have happened. Something has happened really bad. that even Trump hasn't actually accused anyone. But I think Trump is going to be briefed, or he's going to find out, but he will stay quiet just to keep everything in order. Because what people don't understand why this is so critical is that if there is any unrest in the US, then the effects of that are going to reverberate and will be felt all across the globe, especially Western countries. Europe, Australia, New Zealand, Canada, all of these countries will be left at the mercy of Xi Jinping or Putin. America brings stability, America brings firepower, and we all need a healthy, strong America. This is why everyone's watching what's happening in America. So I hope you liked today's video. Like, share, and subscribe to the channel. If you would like me to continue making awesome videos like these, then you can be my patron by going to patreon.com/Harris Sultan or buymeacoffee.com/Harris Sultan. Until next time, ta-da. If you would like to support my work, you can become my patron by going to patreon.com/Harris Sultan, or you can simply buy me a coffee.